I need all the girlies to come to the front, come to the front, come to the front. We are about to talk about the winter arc. So if your timeline is anything like mine, the past 2 weeks, I've just been bombarded with people talking about their winter arc and all the things that they're doing and suggesting things. And I just feel like we need to get into it, okay? But this winter arc video is going to be a little bit different because I'm talking about a winter arc as a 9 to 5 girly. So firstly, what is a winter arc, right? I feel like I've just started hearing about this word like this year. I don't know if you guys have heard it before, but winter arc is kind of new to me. So I searched it up. It says the winter arc refers to a period where individuals use the coldest, darkest days of the year, aka the ones that are coming in hot, like it's already starting to be like chilly. So like October, November, December, January, February, March, if you're in New York, April, it's just like, yeah, using those months as a means to refocus, pre-visualize, and arrive at their desired destination. So basically, it's like a bunch of words that, in a nutshell, means the time that we need to glow up before it gets warm again. And like you've probably heard the saying of like the summer bodies are built in the fall and the winter. It's kind of like that, but it's not just focused on fitness only. Your winter arc can be tailored to you and whatever you want to improve in your life. My winter arc is going to be a little bit different because, like I said, I am a 9 to 5 girly. I am a special education teacher. Some of the videos that I've seen of people talking about their winter arcs, I just don't have the time to do all of that stuff. And I think what's great about each person's individual winter arc is that it's theirs and they can do it. They can tailor it and they can have it so that it is gonna work for them. And so I have 7 tips that I'm gonna give you guys, which is my winter arc, but that you can also take if you're a 9 to 5 girly and tweak it so that you don't feel like you don't have another thing to overwhelm you this winter. Okay, so let's get into it. So the first thing on my list is revisiting my resolutions or my vision board that I made at the beginning of the year. I actually didn't do any resolutions this year because, like people say, they just fall by the wayside, and then you get to the end of the year and you're like, look at all these resolutions I made. I actually this year went with like a more of like a vision board aesthetic for like my goals for the year. And so I didn't have like a list of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or whatever. It's more like sayings and pictures that I grabbed from Pinterest and things that I know that I wanted to achieve or that are aligned with the life that I wanted to have this year. So mine isn't really a list per se. So if you have a list, then it works perfectly for you. If you have a vision board, you can also do the same. At this point, we have 3 months left. So you should definitely be revisiting your list or your vision board to see, first of all, what accomplishments you've already done so far. I think a lot of times when we are just going through the motions and going through life, when we get to these later months, we're like, oh my God, this year didn't go how I wanted it to go. I didn't achieve as much as I wanted to. But going back to your vision board, going back to your resolutions is a good way to be like, oh yeah, I actually did get through like these things. So during your winter arc or at the beginning of your winter arc, whenever you are starting, it can be today or you've already started, but a good thing to do is to go back and see what you haven't accomplished yet and maybe choose like 1 or 2 things that you want to do before the year is up. Now, let's say your resolutions or your vision board had like 20 things on there and you didn't accomplish like 15. Don't try to accomplish all 15 in the next 3 months. I'm telling you, you're going to be burnt out. It's not going to be fun, and it's going to be the worst winter arc ever. Choose 1 or 2 things that you really, really, really want to hone in on and you like really want to achieve before the year is up, and then go at them super serious. For me, the two things that, well, it's not really two things, but the main thing that I want to accomplish off of my vision board is some fitness goals that I set for myself, and also just like sticking to routines. I talked about this in a few videos so far for Vlogtober of like, I have like established like a really good morning, a really good night routine, and I'm still like figuring out my fitness routine. But my goal for the next 3 months for my winter arc, and not only just 3 months, but like for the winter, fall/winter, is to stick to my fitness and my routines that I've set in place. There are certain things that I had on my vision board, like get my license. Yeah, we're gonna just move that over to the next year, but it is something that, like, like be realistic with yourself. Like, if you know you can't do it, don't stress yourself, don't like beat yourself up. Like, choose the ones that you know for sure that you can stick to and build a habit around, and then, just be realistic. Something else that is going to be really, really helpful during your winter arc is to sit down with yourself and it's going to be really doable if you spend some time up front visualizing who you want to be by the end of your winter arc, if that makes sense. So this YouTuber that I follow, her name is Jasmine Turner. She always talks about like her higher self. And I'm sure like a bunch of other people talk about it too. But I think it's a really good strategy, because if you know who your higher self is, like who you want to be, what your ideal version of yourself is, then working towards that throughout the fall and the winter would be so much easier. So your higher self doesn't necessarily need to like look different, but she can. Your higher self doesn't necessarily need to be a whole new person, but she can. So I think it's really important to spend some time visualizing. So I wrote, like, I have my journal here with my notes. I said, your higher self, you need to reflect on everything, like reflect on your thinking, reflect on your habits, reflect on the way that you eat, reflect on the way that you interact with people. Like, all of those things contribute to your higher self. So reflect. Do I want to keep this? Do I want to change that? And it's going to take time. Like, please don't be lazy, okay? Take this seriously. Spend some time writing down all the things about yourself that you like or don't like, and the things that you want to change, and all the things that you're like reflecting on. Ask yourself, like, would my higher self be doing this? If the answer is no, like cut it out, or yes, then do more of that, or keep doing that. Journal. I have a whole video on the benefits of journaling and how it like helps you. So if you do not journal, I really want to encourage you to journal. It helps a lot. And now that it's going to be like cold and people aren't going out as much and you're going to be at home, like, it's a great time to just like pick up journaling. It doesn't have to be a long, lengthy process. Like, you can journal for 5 minutes. Like, there are things called a 5-minute journal. So yeah, look into options for journaling that work for you. Make plans. Plan out all the things that you want to do. I find like when I plan out like content, or I plan out my week, it gives me accountability, and I'm able to just like go through. I get the satisfaction of crossing things off my list. So plan who you want to be, plan the things that you want to do, and just stick to it. I love visuals. So I'll like print things out and I'll put them like by my bedside, or like on my bathroom mirror, or by the door. So I have like visual cues throughout the day, or every morning when I wake up, or when I'm going to bed. And those things help like solidify what you're working towards in your brain. Another thing that you really, really, really want to hone into this winter arc is your morning and your night routine. So like I said, if you want to have, let's say, clear skin by the time spring or summer comes back around, but then during all of these months when it's cold and your skin is drying out, and then you're coming home and you're like, oh, I'm so tired, the sun is setting, and like I'm deep in the winter uglies, and you're not doing anything about it. Who's gonna have good skin by summer or by spring? Not you. It's because you didn't do the work. You have to lock in there's so much information on YouTube. There's so much information on Pinterest of just like simple skincare routines, simple morning routines, night routines. Like you don't even have to make your own. Like there's so many of them that already exist out there. You just have to find the ones that look for you. Listen, Pinterest and we go together real bad, okay? So don't feel like you have to like start from scratch and build things out of nowhere. These things exist. The more that you like seek after it and try different things, like one day you might try one that you saw on Pinterest and it's like, okay, that's actually too much for me. Let me try something different. Like test things out. This is the time and get into the routine of it. And I promise that by the time we get to spring and summer, you're gonna look back and be like, you know what? I'm really glad like I did that. One of the videos that I saw today, the girl was like, reject the winter uglies. It's like when it's so cold, you don't want to like take care of yourself, and then you start just going deeper and deeper into like depression, seriously. And that's some of the reasons why people have like seasonal depression, because they just let themselves go. Don't let yourself go. Now is the time to really lock in on those routines. Okay, another thing that you're gonna wanna really like take seriously is your wellness routine. So like I said, all of these things that I'm saying to you guys is what I'm doing for myself. So I made a video about this with like the vitamins and the supplements that I'm taking every single day, and I'm going to keep at it. There's other things that you can do to just like keep yourself accountable and help just like really make this winter arc a successful one. Meal prepping, like stop going out and like wasting your money on food. I don't know if you're like me, but I work in the city, and every time I buy like a lunch or something to eat, it's like $15 minimum, and that just does something to me that I just don't want to deal with anymore. So I just try to like meal prep a lot. It's going to save you money. Do your workouts, do your walking. If you don't want to like go, I don't even have a gym membership, but I've been doing like a lot of walking. I've been doing a lot of like home workouts. Again, this is not something that you have to just make up. There's home workouts on YouTube. I have talked about home workouts that I've been doing so far. Find a channel, find someone that you like, that like suits you. You don't have to like be doing the most. No one says go outside when it's like freezing cold and like run or like, you know, do those things that people are doing, but don't just let yourself go during the winter time. Summer bodies are built in the winter, in the fall and the winter. So if you want to see changes, and mind you, I'm talking to myself because I'm always like, oh yeah, I want to be like this, these pounds down. I want to have my body looking like this. And then when it's winter time and it's like you can just bundle up so no one is like really seeing what you look like, or you're kind of like hiding what your body looks like, or it's so cold, I don't want to go for a walk, it's so cold, it's getting dark outside, so I might as well just get in bed and snuggle up. Stop, okay? Let's take this winter arc 2024 seriously. And do some self-care for yourself. I am probably the biggest there's a word I'm looking for. The promoter of self-care. And it does not have to be like, oh, I'm going and spending X amount of money at a spa. Oh, I'm going and spending X amount of money at the dermatologist, or like to get like a massage. It can be small things at home. A sheet mask, eye patches, like a foot mask. Getting your nails done, getting your toes done. Like, please, 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 please prioritize self-care, because like I said in previous videos, if you don't take care of yourself and you have nothing to look forward to, seasonal depression will be at your door. Like, yeah. So make sure you're spending time taking care of yourself. Okay, three more things and then we're done. The next thing I will say is get into some hobbies. So for me, I love reading. You guys know I have book reviews on my channel all the time. I have also really been enjoying like floral arranging, even though I'm not like a professional at all. But like getting some flowers, getting different types of bouquets, putting them together, making your space look nice. Doing something active can also be a hobby, like bike riding. I've really been enjoying like making YouTube videos for you guys. So please don't think that like hobbies need to be some crazy thing that you need to go somewhere and learn. Hobbies can be painting, hobbies can be organizing, decorating. Like there are so many. If you need ideas for hobbies, guess what I'm going to say? Pinterest has all the ideas that you can ever possibly need. Pick up a hobby so that you can avoid seasonal depression, so that you can have something to look forward to, especially if you're like in a situation where you don't really have that many friends or you're kind of far away from your family. A hobby is definitely going to be something that will help you during your winter arc. It's also like if you pick up something that like let's say if you want to learn an instrument, then by the end you're like, wait a second, now I know how to play an instrument, and I was just doing this for fun, as something to pass the time, as something to look forward to, but now you have another skill that you didn't have a few months prior. So please pick up a hobby. Don't just let the fall and the winter just pass you by. On that note too, and as I was talking about reading, I really, really, really want to encourage you guys to read your Bible and connect with God, okay? Because I don't know if you have noticed, but the world is crazy right now. Like there's so much going on. There's literal wars going on across the globe. There's natural disasters. There's just like so much that can bombard your mind and consume your mind and just stress you out. And if you're looking for a book to read that like you're like, where can I start? The Bible. Read the Bible. Spend some time this fall and winter praying and connecting with God if you haven't in a long time, or even if you do frequently. Now that you're going to be home a lot more and in bed probably earlier because it's dark already, I think that's a good time to pick up your Bible and start reading, like a chapter a day. Nobody's saying like you need to read the whole Bible during your winter arc, but read a couple things, download the Bible app. There's a lot of like plans on there that you can read by yourself. You can read with friends. I personally love reading Bible plans with friends because then you can hear different perspectives and you can pray together and things like that. So I definitely wanted to put that caveat in there because I mentioned reading. Read your Bible, connect with God. And the last thing I will say, for your winter arc, so you're taking care of your body, you're taking care of your mind, you're exercising, journaling, you're doing hobbies, you're sticking to your skincare routines, you're sticking to your wellness, your meal prep, all of that stuff. But that's kind of like your person. I want to talk a little bit about your space. So I really, really believe that if your space is cluttered, your mind is cluttered. And if your space is clean, your mind is clean. And it's not just me that thinks like this. Like I'm sure there's like a study out there that says like a clean space equals a clean mind. So now that you're going to be home a lot, now is a good time to like go through your closets and pick out the stuff that no longer fits you, the stuff that you want to donate. Now is a good time to rearrange your room. Like ask anyone. I will rearrange my living room. I'll rearrange my bedroom. I'll add new things. I'll get rid of things because having like a fresh, clean space is really, really, really important for just having a clear mind. When you come home and you're already like drained from the day and then you come home and your sink is like overflowing with dishes, or your bed wasn't made up this morning, or your laundry, or you have a chair in your room that's like overflowing with laundry, or you have, I don't know, it's just like mess everywhere. That does not like lead to you having a productive night at all. Like, now you're just more stressed. So I need to take a deep breath. I know that was a lot of stuff, but I honestly feel like those things are very doable, especially for like the girls that are like working, that have 9 to 5s. And like I always say, you don't have to do everything all at once. Like, today's the first day of my winter arc. I'm doing all 7 things that Brittany mentioned today. No, you have to start small and build yourself up. Start with 1 or 2 things that you want to work on specifically for you. It might not be the things that I mentioned. Start small. Do them for like a week. Okay, every single day this week when I wake up, I'm going to make my bed and drink a glass of water. That's it. And every single day when I come home, I'm going to make sure I wash my face and do my nighttime routine and then read a chapter of the Bible. That's it. Like, and then just keep doing those things and adding on little pieces, pieces by pieces by pieces. And then before you even know it, you've built a habit. And then before you even know it, it's spring. And now you're like, that actually worked out really well. And now I'm glad to see that I've accomplished X, Y, and Z. So thank you guys so much for listening to me ramble for however long this video is about winter arcs. I've been hearing a lot about them, like I said, and they've honestly been like something that's piqued my interest. I'm interested in it. These are the things that I'm going to be working on. If you're going to be working on a winter arc or now you want to, drop a comment below. Let me know what you want to be working on. We can help each other. We can encourage each other. We can show love and support because that's also really important. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys for being here. Let's make this winter arc the best one ever. Let's lock in because I really want to see the progress that we make in a few months when it's springtime and when it's summertime. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. As always, if you are enjoying my Vlogtober series, if you enjoyed this content, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.